The only thing I'm guilty of is nothing. I hope. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I am Rafael and I am here to review episode 13 of The Real Innocent Housewives of Salt Lake City. So we start the episode off with all the women explaining to their husbands everything that's happened on their trip to Vail, and we start off with Lisa. Lisa is getting pissed all over again, trying to rehash all these memories by telling John, can you believe everything I just told you 5 minutes ago? I mean, yeah, I'm telling you everything again because the camera crew, they just told me that they didn't capture it on camera the first time, so I'm telling you again. So just pretend to be shocked, okay? So can you believe that everything I just told you? I mean, I just cannot believe Heather and Whitney. They were literally a group of bad weather. They were literally bad weather the entire weekend. All I did was just go out there to have fun with Jenny. You know, my best friend Jenny. You know, I told you about Jenny, right? Jenny, like my friend Jenny. Remember her? Jenny? Yeah, her. So, and all of a sudden, Whitney and Heather are just attacking me for no reason. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I really just don't. Like, I really don't get it. I did not sign up to be on the show to be a part of drama. Like, I'm just so confused why everybody keeps thinking that I'm the instigator and that I'm bringing all of this up. And I'm like, Lisa, please tell your husband the entire story. Like, one thing is for certain, Whitney and Heather are both cowards. They're both sheep. Bah. Like, both of them are pathetic. I can't believe that they would come at me this entire weekend. Like, I absolutely did nothing, John. Like, you should have seen. I mean, if you watch this entire season back, you will see that I didn't do anything. I didn't even open my mouth. They just came at me out of nowhere. All I was doing was eating cereal, and they attacked me for no reason. And I'm like, Lisa, you are extremely delusional. Because, like, you're painting out Heather and Whitney to be these bad people that just approached you and just basically ambushed you with questions or statements or whatever that you caused. You produced this entire scene, and now you're mad at it because they're trying to flip it on you because you're the one that started this. I'm confused. Like, either Lisa is extremely delusional or she knows what she's doing and she's just trying to play dumb. But obviously, to the audience and everybody who's watching, it's not playing dumb because we see what you're doing, Lisa. And her husband, he's just looking at her like, so, honey, are you gonna make me that steak that I asked for 20 minutes ago? And then we get over to Mary and her granddaddy husband, and she's telling him, she's just like, I don't get why everybody's accusing me of doing all these evil things at the church and taking people's money. I don't get it. They're trying to pay me out to be Jen number 2. They're trying to put me in the same box as Jen. And then he's just walking around like, yeah, sure, I should have married your mother. Sure. Like, he probably regretted his choice the minute that she started complaining and trying to almost expose what both of them have going on at the church. And then we get over to Whitney and her husband, and she is crying to him about it. And she's just like, Justin, I just feel like this weekend was just very, very mean. Everybody was just very mean to me. And I was just trying to be a good housewife. And I'm a big girl. I'm still not over Mary calling me a little girl. I'm a big girl. Wait, did you record that new episode of Barney? Okay, good. Yeah, it's crazy. I just don't get it. It was just so wild and horrific. I mean, the things that Mary was saying to me, it was just so mean and out of line. Like, me and Heather were both getting it, and we weren't even allowed to be on the jet plane. And poor Meredith. I mean, Meredith, she just got caught up in the crossfire of all of this. I mean, she had to witness all of this. And what was so funny about Whitney mentioning Meredith and saying, oh yeah, she had to witness all of this. I can't believe this. I feel so bad for her. And then we flash over to Meredith and she was just so unbothered. We didn't even get a montage of her speaking to her own husband about everything that happened on the trip. She was just walking her dog like, come on, Teddy, I'm taking you out for a walk. Wait, stay right there, you little rascal. I need to get you on your leash. Sit right there. If you sit nicely, I'll give you a nice little doggy treat. I'll give you 2 if you're a good boy. Sit right there, okay? Okay, let me get your leash. Okay, here's your leash right there. Okay, now go for a walk. Remember when I told you, if you see Jen, start barking or start running around. Or you know what? Just between me and you, Teddy, if you do see Jen, I give you permission to bite. But that's just between me and you. Now go on, Teddy. Go on and walk. Walk for me, you know? Go ahead, walk. And then we see Heather and her daughter. And Heather, she's just giving her the entire spill of everything that's been going on in Vail and her relationship with the women. And Lisa and her daughter's just looking at her like, okay, Mom, I just came in here to ask if you're going to pay for tuition for my college. I didn't come in here to ask you about this, but okay. Like, Heather, don't you have any other adult friends that you could talk to about this? Like, why do you have to have your daughter? Your daughter's probably going to college stressed and traumatized now. Like, oh no, my mom is about to get her ass beat on this show in front of all these cameras, and I might get made fun of. I'm at college. Like, what am I going to do? But this is where things started getting interesting because back at Lisa's, she gets a text message and she's just like, huh? Wait, hold on, John. Hold on. I think I got a text message. Hold on. Who is this? Hold on. Hey, it's Jen, you know, the criminal. I was wondering if you wanted to go to Starbucks for coffee and a mocha frap and a donut around 2 o'clock noonish, but I'm not sure because I need to go get my rented car that I need to flaunt for the cameras around 1, so I might make it 3 o'clock. Would you want to go out? By the way, LOL, this is my new number, but don't give it to anybody because I don't want the feds or anybody else to track this phone number again like they did the first time and get it on camera. LOL, smiley face. What? John, can you believe that? Like, no, there's no way. No, there's just no way. No. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. Like, I've been loyal to Jen this entire time. And yeah, like, we're friends and everything. And I get it all. I get it. It's friendship and everything. But like, no, like, she wants me to do what? Absolutely not. No, I'm sorry. I feel like I need to distance myself a little bit. You know, John, John, are you sleeping? John, wake up. Wake up. The camera's still on you. Get up and give me that bottle of Vita right next to you. I need to promote it because the camera's right there next to you. Yeah, this one right here. This one, Vita. It says Vida, Vita. But yeah, John, I can't believe this. I'm just not doing it. So, I mean, Lisa, again, it's just proving that she doesn't wear high heels. She wears flip-flops because, again, here she is flipping on Jen because she's like, I don't know how I feel about hanging out with her. I get it, but I don't. And I mean, if you was to put yourself in Lisa's shoes, I suppose you wouldn't want to hang out with Jen, especially if you have the police right behind you. I mean, then you would probably get caught in the crossfire with her, and I can see why she wouldn't want to hang out with her. But meanwhile, Heather's tune is a whole different thing because Heather also gets a phone call. Exactly. And then my dumbass told Whitney, oh no, I don't want to go on the jet plane with the rest of the women because I'm mad at them. And then Whitney's dumbass, she actually agreed. She was just like, okay, let's go commercial. And then we had to go through security. Like, it was pathetic, but of course I couldn't retract anything because the cameras were on me. So of course I had to just go with the flow. And that's why I couldn't get on the jet plane. Oh, wait a minute. I think somebody's calling me. Hold on. It's Jen. It's Jen. Hello? Yeah, of course we'll hang out. Yeah, I don't need you didn't even have to ask anything. Like, you didn't even have to say anything. It's 100%, 200%, 300%. Yes, let's hang out. Where do you want to hang out? And I'm not going to tell anybody, including my daughters, where it is or the location. So that way, no matter how sketchy or suspicious it is, I'm still going to go because I'm a loyal friend and you're not manipulating me. I completely love you, Jen. Where are we hanging out? And I'm just like, Heather, but you were just grilling Mary with all the questions and speculations that you had about her and her church and Cameron and that whole story. But with Jen, you're just like, okay, yeah, you want to hang out? I'm 100% sure. And then in her confessional, Heather was just like, yeah, when I was going through my situation, I just know what it feels like. And I know what it feels like to be loved by friends and not to be really grilled with questions. And I'm like, but you were just asking Mary 100 questions and you were wondering 100 things. But Jen, you don't want to ask her anything. So I'm confused. I'm like, okay, are we just doing one thing for Mary, or are we putting both Mary and Jen to the fire, or are we just doing it for one person? But since Jen has you so wrapped around her finger, it's okay. So you just basically prove what Mary told you last week, how, oh yeah, Jen manipulates you all the time. And here you are again going to it because she called you and there you go, just like a toxic ex, you're going to run up to go see her and meet up with her. And then Miss Salt Lake City herself, Jen, she showed up to the restaurant that her and Heather agreed to meet up at to catch up, to have a conversation. And this entire scenario and this entire scene reminded me of when back over in Beverly Hills, when Erica Jane and Kyle, they sat down to have that conversation and Erica confessed to Kyle, oh yeah, Tom flipped his car 5 times and that one big breath. And Kyle was just like, wait, what? The entire scene was just so reminiscent of both situations being the same thing. It's just 2 different people and a whole different city. But regardless, Jen showed up and then Heather showed up. Jen goes in for a hug and she's like, oh, hey, Heather, hey, wait, let me pat you down. Hold on, you're not wearing a wire or anything, right? Take off that fucking fur jacket. Take off that fucking fur jacket. I need to know that you don't have a microphone or nothing underneath because I know you. You don't forgive me for that Shrek comment, but take off that fucking jacket. Okay, let me see. Okay, now let me see your boots. Oh, these are cute. Are these Givenchy, whatever they call it? Okay, these are cute. Okay, I think you're good. Okay, I miss you so much. Okay, now we can sit down. Hold on, let me see something. You don't have nothing in your hair, right? Okay, good. Okay, fine. I think I trust you. Uh-huh. Okay, anyway, so let's sit down and have a conversation. So, yeah, so what are you gonna order? Jen started explaining everything from the moment that she got that phone call back at Beauty Lab from Sharif and left all the way up to leading to her arrest. And she was telling Heather, yeah, Heather, I was so confused. I mean, I was on my way to Mexico. I had a whole new passport, new identity, everything. My new name was going to be Samantha. And all of a sudden, this big black SUV truck pulled up behind me. And then they, hold on, Heather, I forgot what my lawyer told me to say on camera to you. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, a big black SUV pulled up behind me. And then they took me out the car and they said they were here from New York to what's the word? Oh, arrest me. They were here to arrest me. And I was just so confused, Heather. And Heather was just like, wait, why? What's going on? Like, what is it that you're charged of? And then Jen was just like, I don't know. I'm innocent. I'm like, come on now, Jen. Like, what? I mean, here I thought I had ended a toxic relationship with Erica Jane over in Beverly Hills and cut ties with that once the season was over. But here I am jumping into a second toxic relationship with Jen because here I am, I'm supposed to believe her lies when the media and her documentary is saying something completely different with the receipts and the evidence. So it's crazy to me that you could be on camera and just lie like that. The one part that I did feel bad for Jen and her family was when she was describing the whole situation, how the police and I was about to say home decor. Oh my goodness. What was it? Home security. They showed up to the house, and when they did play the little montage of them showing up to the house with all those weapons and all those guns, I'm like, is that really necessary? I think I said it in my review when it happened. It wasn't really necessary. And then to pull out the son, and then Jen also said that they had the laser from the little gun pointed at his head. For what? What's the reason? He's a little kid. He's, I think, what, 15, 16? Why are we doing that? You know, I was so confused on that. I'm like, that's not even the person that you're here for, let alone the person you're after. Just because he's there at the location, that's her son. So of course he's gonna be there. But to do all of that, that was way too much. It was way too extreme. And for Bravo to even show that, I mean, maybe you should have just edited that whole thing out completely, to be honest, because now that's gonna follow him forever, and he's gonna have to see that on TV. So that's not a good look. But that's the only part I felt bad for Jen. But at the same time, I'm like, Jen, if you wanted to care about your family so badly, why were you allegedly still doing, all these crimes and trying to, scam people out of their money with Stu? Because that's the next subject. So I'm confused. You don't want your family in danger, or you don't want to put them in harm's way, but here you are causing harm to other people that will eventually, allegedly, come back to you. And here it is. You just got arrested. And then Heather's just like, that is so scary. That's crazy. I can't believe this. Like, what about Stu? What's going on with him? And then Jen, I know I said that Lisa was driving the bus last week when she just runs over her coworkers or her castmates, but and in this case, Jen, she was just like, Lisa, can I just borrow your bus really quickly? I'm gonna run Stu over. Like, I'm just gonna throw him right underneath, and I'm just gonna run him over a couple times, because she was just like, who's Stu? I mean, that's basically what she said. She was just like, Stu. I mean, I like beef stew, chicken stew, that type of stew, the stoop outside, the 3 little steps to get up to my door. But I don't know who Stu is. I'm sorry. Like, she pulled a Keke Palmer. She was just like, I'm sorry to this man. I do not know him. Because she was just like, yeah, I mean, we're not even that close. I mean, we text each other every now and then, but for the most part, I mean, I don't really know Stu. And I'm like, Jen, you didn't make yourself sound good with saying that. And then they played, Bravo have the receipts. They played the footage of you feeding him a banana. I mean, just like 5 episodes ago, you were ready to propose to him in the snow when you two were just having that romantic walk, doing whatever, and you were telling him how much he means to you and how much you love his family and everything. So what you're saying now is a bunch of BS and lies to just cover up your ass. And Heather, get a clue, because Heather in her confessional, she was just like, well, I don't know why Jen would say that she doesn't want to know Stu, or now why she wants to distance herself from him. Why do you think, Heather? Like, I know that Givenchy outfit that you have on in your confessional is not too tight on you, where it's squeezing your brain and you can't think, because if you put 2 and 2 together, just like you and Whitney were doing about Lisa and Mary, you would come to the conclusion that Jen is throwing Stu underneath the bus because Stu and her are in cahoots with this whole thing, and she's just trying to save her own ass. But of course, now looking at it, everything that's been going on and all the reports online, Stu, I think did he say he was guilty and he's gonna talk it's not looking good for Jen. So maybe that's why she's not maybe that's why she's doing that. So it's very unfortunate. It's very sad. I mean, a friendship of who knows how many years down the drain just because both of you were alleged criminals. But regardless, Heather also tells her about the whole trip with Vail, and she was just like, yeah, no, Lisa, she called all 700 of her lawyers the second that she found out that you were supposedly going to jail and you had participation in these crimes. And then Jen, she was shocked. She was like, what? Like, Lisa is supposed to be my friend. She's supposed to be loyal for me until death. Like, I don't care how many crimes I commit. She's supposed to be there for me. And this is another question I have for each and every one of you watching. If your close friend, you know, no matter how close you knew each other, like 20 years, 40 years, whatever, a week, you know, if they got accused of doing these crimes and it started to look like they were guilty and they went to jail because they were found guilty of committing fraud or whatever, but they never told you, you had no idea, would you still be friends with them? I mean, I don't know if I would do it. I mean, if we were really best friends and close friends and I didn't know, first of all, I would feel some type of way that you didn't even give me any part of the scam money. I mean, the closest I will be there in support is maybe posting a Throwback Thursday photo on Instagram on my story. But that's about it. You know, anything other than that, I'm getting the scissors and cutting you off because I'm not about to go to jail for you or this friendship. You know, I know we had good times and, you know, we had good times in Miami or in Vegas, but no. But Jen, she just feels so hurt that Lisa and Meredith are painting her out to be this huge criminal. And this is the other big joke. Jen was just like, you know, when I am proven that all of this is not my fault and I am found innocent and not guilty, I want a big I'm fucking sorry from both of them. And I'm like, well, Jen, I mean, you're going to be waiting for that sorry for a very, 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 very long time if that's the case. Then we head over to Whitney's house and she's talking to her husband, Justin, about rebranding her entire Iris Bow brand that she has. And I don't know why she went with that name to begin with. Iris and Bow just does not roll off the tongue nicely. It sounds like a new species of a dog. Like, oh, what kind of dog you got? Oh, I have a new Iris and Bow. That's how it sounds like. So I like her new name, Wild Rose Beauty, I think it's called. What is her product anyway? Like, I forget sometimes because she doesn't really mention it. She's always talking about everything else except her beauty brand that she should be promoting. So I'm assuming it's a skincare line, right? I believe that's it. But regardless, she's talking to Justin and she's telling him that she wants to rebrand everything. And she applied for a $1 million credit spending limit loan. And I'm just like, what? Like, she had me stressed out just saying those words right there to her husband. I mean, her husband turned red and I'm over here looking at my wallet about to take out Credit Karma to look at my credit for a second. I'm like, wait a minute, Whitney, you're stressing me out. Like, how much money do I have again? But she's telling him that she's applying for that, but if she doesn't get it, that she may have to get another loan of, I believe she said, $250,000 or something like that. It was a very high number. And then she had the nerves to tell her husband, oh yeah, and by the way, you'll have to co-sign with that. And she didn't give him an option or anything. Not like, oh yeah, would you want to co-sign? I mean, can you co-sign? If not, I'm okay with that. She said, you'll have to. And if I was her husband, I would have been like, who the fuck is Yule? I don't know who Yule is. My name is Justin. I don't know who you'll have to co-sign is because my name is Justin. Like, I know you want to rebrand your whole thing to Wild Rose Beauty, but you have lost your wild ass mind. Asking me to apply for this crazy ass amount of credit. Like, no, absolutely not. Like, I know in marriages it says till love do us part or till death do us part or something. Like, no, absolutely not, because there's a new slogan now, till broke do us part. Or until crazy ass questions do us part, because Whitney, you're asking for way too damn much. And then even the daughter, as soon as she asked Justin, her husband, that, the daughter who was eating cereal, poor girl, I mean, she was just, you know, she was just like, oh, I'm gonna be rich forever because mommy and daddy, they have money and we're on TV. And then the second that she heard her mom speak this bullshit and this mess to her dad, she was just like, oh no, they're gonna dig into my college fund soon. Where am I gonna go? Am I gonna have to go live with Frosty the Snowman in the snow? Oh my God, like, what am I gonna do? If I was you, Whitney, you know, because then she confessed, oh yeah, I'm not good with money. And I'm like, okay, but you want a loan of $1 million? Like, you want a credit spending of $1 million, or you want your husband to co-sign with this crazy amount of loans that you want to invest into your beauty brand, but you're not even good with money? Like, make it make sense. If I was you, Whitney, this is what I would do, because I've seen this all way too many times before. If I was you, I would just drive down over to Potomac and I will get you this woman named, her name is Robin Dixon. So go with Robin Dixon, invest your beauty brand with her. You know, I think her brand embezzled you can mix your things. So it could be like wild embezzled. So you could, you could partner up with Robin. And supposedly, allegedly, from the reunion, she said that she paid off her taxes and all this in her house using her brand's money. So maybe she could give you some pointers and some tips on what not to do and what to do. So then we head over to Mary's Amazon warehouse storage. But before that, did anybody see Mary's apology that she had posted online referring to the comments that she had made on last week's episode about Mexicans? I mean, I saw it and I saw that people were poking fun at it because if you see it, it's kind of like a flyer, and on the flyer, it's the apology, but the design and the font of it, it looks like a dinner menu from a restaurant. I mean, if you was to look at it from afar, you'll be like, okay, this is probably Starbucks trying to be even fancier or something. But if you look at it, she's actually apologizing. It's just the font is all over the place. I mean, I was reading it and I'm like, am I supposed to be okay with this apology or am I supposed to order a steak? Like, I was confused. Does this come with a side order too? Like, what's going on? But regardless, she posted her apology. And meanwhile, Mary, what she's trying to get together is her room. She's trying to get all of this organized because her room is a complete chaotic luxury brand mess. And she's like, okay, I'm going to bring somebody in to help me because, I'm a hoarder. And, it's pretty sad because she trickles down why she has all this stuff in here. She confesses it there, but she just tries to be all, cutesy with it. But to be honest with you, it's pretty sad because she says that she hasn't had a relationship with her mother in, I believe, 20 years, I think. And she says that, she gravitates towards materialistic things and she likes pretty things and stuff. And her excuse is because they're pretty, but it's really because you're lonely and you're trying to fill that void that you wish that you probably had with your mother. You probably wish that you had a relationship with her. And since you don't, I'm not sure why. I'm pretty sure that you're using all these material luxury things to like try to fill that void and try to make you feel happy. But is it really a permanent state of happiness, Mary? I don't think so. It's just like, temporarily, so it's pretty sad. But regardless, she has this woman coming up to her house. Her name is Alexa. She walks in and she's like, hey. And Mary's just like, I'm here to organize the closet. Come look at it. And, Alexa, when she got to the room, she just looked so scared. She was just like, what the hell? Like, I'm going to rob her tonight. Like, it was just so much luxury brands all over the place. I mean, she was just like, wow, Mary, there's so much stuff in here to explore. Is that vintage Chanel? It is? Wow, it looks so nice. My great-great-grandmother had one of those. Wow, that's so cute. Okay, that's really, oh my, ouch. Ow. Oh my God. Oh, I tripped on this Christian Dior boot right there. Wow, that's cute though. Are those Louis Vuitton red bottoms? Wow, they're cute. Okay. Ow, my neck. No, it's okay. I'll charge you for this. But it's cute. You know what I think we're gonna do here, Mary? The solution here is a garage sale. We're gonna have a garage sale. Yes. A garage sale. I think that's what we're gonna have. Yes. Because it's a lot of stuff in here, Mary. It's very concerning. It really is. I mean, one slip and look, I almost broke my ankle right now. I could have sued you for all the money you're worth. Actually, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Let me write that down really quickly. But yes, the garage sale. I think that's what we're gonna do. So then we get a scene between the twins, Meredith and Lisa, and they're both horseback riding. Well, at least Meredith is, because Lisa, I'm not sure what she was doing. I mean, she was just on top of the horse, and that's as far as it got. But after that, they had a sit-down conversation, and Lisa informs Meredith that Jen has actually contacted her, and she wanted to, to have a sit-down, to have a chit-chat conversation, to catch up. But Lisa, she's defensive, and she's, she has her walls up against Jen because she's like, I don't know, Jen, I don't think she's a good friend to me. I thought we were really, really close friends at some point, but in public, she just pretends that she doesn't know who I am. And then next thing you know, everything blows up in her life and I'm oblivious to it. And I could kind of see it from that perspective because at the beginning of the season, Lisa really was Jen's ride or die. I mean, she really wanted her and Meredith to become best friends and to be friends and to be cool again. And Jen, she just kind of like blew her off, I guess, when they went snow tubing, and when Lisa was just like, Jen, come play with us. And then Jen was just like, huh? But maybe Jen didn't want to take sides because she saw that Meredith was over there. And she was like, well, why would I go over there to Lisa when she's next to Meredith and be awkward around Meredith? So maybe that's why. I don't know, Lisa. Maybe you're just looking too deep into it. But then Meredith, she asked Lisa, so Lisa, what you're saying is, so do you feel betrayed? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Do you feel betrayed by Jen and her friendship? And then Lisa's like, yeah, I definitely feel betrayed. Like, I feel so betrayed. Like, it's ridiculous how much I feel betrayed. Like, it's just too much. Like, I'm not about to be her punching bag. Same thing for Whitney and Heather. Like, bad weather? No, I'm not going to be their punching bag. And Lisa's thing that she keeps repeating over and over and over to Meredith is that she's done being manipulated by Whitney and Heather and Jen. And I'm like, Lisa, but you're the #1 manipulator on this show. And I don't think that Lisa is that easy to be manipulated. She is not dumb whatsoever. I mean, she's sloppy, yes, but I don't think she's dumb enough to let any of the women, let alone Whitney and Heather, manipulate you. Like, really, Lisa? I don't see it. And that's me giving you credit. Because I don't get, and not the type of credit that Whitney's asking for from the bank. But I'm actually giving you your props, Lisa, because I don't think you're dumb. But I guess she feels manipulated by them. And I'm just like, but how though? Like, I feel like I'm being lied to. I feel like I'm being manipulated at this point. Because I'm like, wait, what? Is Lisa the good person? No, but like, she keeps talking and talking and talking. And I'm like, did I miss an episode? Did I miss 2 episodes? Did I miss something that I'm not seeing here? Because how is Heather and Whitney the bad guy in this situation? I mean, again, Lisa, you were the one that had that sit-down conversation with Cameron that we didn't see last week for some reason because Bravo edited that out and put it as a flashback. You were the one that had a conversation with him about Mary. That was you. Was Whitney and Heather there? No. Who was the one that mentioned to the group, oh yeah, Cameron financed, he mortgaged his house for $300,000 and gave it to Mary? Who was that? That was you. So again, where is Whitney and Heather in all of this? Just because Whitney repeated what you said, she's a bad person all of a sudden? Like, what? But I did like Lisa's quote that she said. What did she say? She was just like, I hate that Whitney keeps accusing me of things I didn't do. And if you want, then I'm going to accuse you of things you did do. Or something like, I don't know. It was some shit like that she said. It sounded like poetry, but it sounded so good. I'm like, wow, Lisa, like, kudos to you with the quotes. That's gonna be my next Instagram caption. Whatever she said, that do. I'm pretty sure everybody heard it. It was a cute little quote. But Meredith, she was just like, wait. I don't understand why you're saying that nobody has your back. Because Lisa, then that's when she started kind of throwing out subliminals. And she was just like, nobody has my back in this whole situation. It's just me. Everybody's obsessed with me. Everybody thinks that I caused all of this. Everybody goes to sleep thinking that instead of sheep, you're going to count Lisa Barlow's. It's 1 Lisa Barlow's, 2 Lisa Barlow's, 3 Lisa Barlow's. I mean, that's how I sleep after I watch Salt Lake City's on Sundays. I'm like, oh, let's see how many manipulative Lisas I can think of before I go to sleep. But then, she kind of threw a jab at Meredith because Meredith is her friend. So if you're saying that nobody has your back, then what are you trying to say about Meredith? So then Meredith, she got a little defensive. She was like, wah. No, I have had your back, Lisa, so I don't know what you're talking about, so please calm it down and please do not take it there. And I'm like, ooh, I was just like, wow, Meredith. I'm like, your own twin, you're going up against, I mean, obviously we're going to see it play out this whole season. Both of them, they're going to clash, but I'm like, Meredith and Lisa, like, this is getting good. And Lisa did not back down because I thought that Lisa was just going to be like, okay, like, let me not take it there with Meredith. But she was just like, no, let's take it there. And I was like, oh, wow. She was like, nobody has had my back. Nobody has had my back. It's just me. And I'm just done being everybody's punching bag. In conclusion, Lisa thinks that everybody around her in this clique is the problem besides her. Even Meredith was just like, well, I'm not going to blame Jen 24/7 or 100% for everything in this group or whatever. I have my part to take too. Just like you should too as well, Lisa. But Lisa, she's just like, nope, I'm squeaky clean. I am perfect. Me and my vodka, we're good. I have my Vita over here. And John, I don't know what you're talking about. But again, Lisa, in her eyes, she has a halo around her head. That's what makes her a good housewife. She's just like so delusional while causing so much destruction in her path. So then they finally dig out Jenny from the snow to finally use her for a scene. And I'm like, finally, where has she been this entire episode? I mean, yeah, we saw her for like 10 seconds at the beginning of the episode, but that was about it. But nonetheless, we get a cute scene between her and her daughter. Jenny is explaining to us that in the Vietnamese culture, that when they usually have a problem and they want to, squash everything and come to peace with everything, they usually have a sit down with food, basically like a dinner, right? So that's what she wants to have with the women because they have not seen each other and have not been together since their trip to Vail. So this is her peace offering to them. So her and her daughter, they're taste testing everything. Her daughter is so cute. It's really cute to see her and Jenny interact on the screen and everything. I'm like, oh, she has just such a bubbly personality. I'm like, you know what, Andy, give her a snowflake for next season. I'm pretty sure sure that she could take Lisa down if she really wanted to. So then we head over to Jen's house and she's having dinner with Sharif, her husband, and what's on the menu for dinner is Popeye's chicken, and it looks so good, so juicy, so tender, so crispy. I mean, so finger-licking good, right? Although I did see that, well, I didn't see any of the fries from Popeyes. I mean, the fries are the best part, Jen. What are you doing here? I mean, you got biscuits in this fancy bowl, but you don't have any French fries? What's going on? You have to have the Hawaiian punch, the fruit punch with you, right there next to you, the big size too, but regardless, everything looked good, right? The whole setup was good. Jen and Sharif, they're happy to see each other. They're about to talk. But before they eat or anything, they start praying over the food, right? And as soon as they were done with praying over the food, Jen started with her waterworks. I mean, she didn't even let Sharif like dig into the food or get a bite before she started crying. It literally played out like this. Ah, this looks so good. Pass me that wing right there and pass me that leg too. Yeah, this looks so good. We're done with the praying, right? We could eat. Yep, we could eat. Okay, we're gonna eat. Wait. I don't get why Meredith and Lisa, they think that I'm guilty of this. Like, I'm completely innocent. Sharif, you believe me, right? Right? You believe me? I don't even know who Stu was. I think it was all Stu. It was not my fault at all. I just can't believe Lisa will even think this. Like, fucking Mary was fucking her fucking grandfather and they accuse me of this. Can you just pass me a biscuit? Oh no, never mind. I can't believe this. And then they're friends with. How about that little chicken piece right there? You're crying over it. Oh, never mind. Out of this group, I just can't believe it. Like, I'm innocent, completely innocent. No. Jen is basically telling Sharif that she feels betrayed by everybody in her life because they all have turned their backs on her the second that they found out that she could possibly be guilty of these crimes. And she keeps saying, "No, I'm innocent. I'm innocent. Sharif, you need to believe me. I am innocent." And then Sharif, of course, he's like, "No, you are innocent. I believe you." And I'm like, Sharif, if I was you, I wouldn't use those words either. I mean, Jen, it's already bad enough that you keep throwing out that word innocent when we keep finding out more and more about this issue with you and scamming people's money on the news and on social media day by day, or every other week we get a documentary about the Housewives doing some criminal act, and now you got your husband saying that you're innocent. So if she is found guilty, this is not going to age correctly and it's not going to age right. And I also wonder the same thing that we also wonder about Erica Jane with her husband Tom, how Tom was kind of behind everything that was going on and she was married to him for all that time. And, you know, we all question, like, you can't be with him for all that time and not know something. You live comfortably with him, so you must know something. It's just until everything falls apart. Now you're like, oh, wait, I don't know anything. Now I wonder if Sharif, was he the Erica Jane in this situation? Like, did he know what Jen was doing and he was fine with it as long as he was kind of just like, okay, the money's coming in, I'm fine with that. You keep doing you, babe. That's that. And I will hope not, but it would be very heartbreaking if he actually did have a clue on what was going on. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Jen, would she keep it to herself the entire time she was married to him? I don't know, especially the way she is. She's very, extreme. So she'll probably have to blurt it out at some point by mistake. Like, oh, Sharif, stop. You're being so silly. Did I tell you that I'm scamming a bunch of old people out of their money? I'm pretty sure that that's how she would expose herself to him. But I will hope not. And Jen, I don't know why you would think that. I mean, I understand why you want people to be by your side, especially during times like this, but you can't blame them for being scared of possibly it being true and you actually being guilty of it. Same thing as Erica. I'm telling you, it's the same thing with Erica. She was just so surprised that everybody was, so quick to turn on her. And she wanted people by her side, and Jen is wanting the same thing. So, I mean, I guess it's just the thing that you want when you're in that situation. But again, you can't blame those around you for not wanting to be around you. So then we finally get to Whitney's rebrand party that she's having for Iris and Bo, which is now going to be called Wild Rose. And I'm looking around like, okay, so where's the Wild Rose logos at? Where's the Wild Rose banners, the posters, anything? Everything said Iris and Bo. And I was with Jenny when Jenny was just like, yeah, I'm looking around and people are taking pictures over there behind a white backdrop, but that's about it with some dusty flowers. But I don't see anything. I mean, everything said Iris and Bo. That's your old logo company name. So I don't get, if you're trying to rebrand and this is a rebranding party, why would you have the old logo name attached to your new rebrand party? Like, I don't get what Whitney was going for. Maybe the timeline was off or something, and then the producer asked her in the confessional, so wait, so how much did you spend for this little photo shoot of yours that you're having? And then she said $20,000. I'm like, $20,000 for what? There's nothing at this party that's worth $20,000. I mean, there were some grapes there that were a little bit, It had a couple flies on it. It had some moldy cheese, but other than that, $20,000, Whitney? No. Like, Whitney, come over here. Come over here. A little closer. A little closer. Turn me up. A little closer. A little closer. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, no. If I was her husband watching this, I would file divorce papers the next day or right then and there as soon as we're watching the episode, because Whitney, what? That is crazy. I mean, if you with $20,000, I mean, the photographer, they really ripped you off. They really saw you coming. They're like, yeah, she's dumb. Let's just charge her $20,000. Like, what? I could have done the same thing that you had the people doing there in those Target and Walmart dresses that they had on with those dead flowers that they were holding. I could have done the same thing for like $20 if you really wanted to. Like, what? Like, it's crazy. All you need is a couple Instagram filters and a couple edits here and there, and boom, you have a whole photo shoot. But $20,000? What? Like, no. If you're gonna have a $20,000 photo shoot, Naomi Campbell better at least be one of the models for that much money. I mean, that is crazy, Whitney. Like, what? Like, I could not imagine myself just giving a check or giving my credit card, like, here you go, $20,000 for a couple pictures. Yay! And on top of that, this rebrand party, again, it was not rebranding anything. It was Iris and Bo. No Wild Rose Beauty or whatever you want to call it. Like, for all the viewers who are watching this, they're probably going to go to your website like, wait a minute. Where's Wild Rose? I thought it was Iris and Bo or whatever the hell you want to call it. You know, it's insane. It was just way too much. I mean, maybe that's why Heather was drinking that much, because she was stressed out at the stupidity that was coming out of your brain, because she was just, gulping down that huge ass bottle. I'm like, Heather, you see, this is what Mary said about you last week, that every time you go to an event, you always have to leave in an Uber or somebody has to drive you home. But, she was having a good time or whatever, so it is what it is. So eventually, Jenny, Heather, and Whitney, they go outside to have a conversation. And Whitney, she actually lets them know that she had a 3-hour conversation with Cameron. And I'm like, and she supposedly got the phone number from her friend Angie, the girl that was thirsty for her snowflake next season a couple of episodes ago, where her snowflake just melted. And it's probably not going to happen again because we never saw her again. What did happen to Angie, actually? That's a good question. What did happen to her? What's her name? The Sarah Paulson lookalike. What happened to her? I just realized now that I'm talking about this, that she's not, that's the Angie that she was referring to, I think. Unless she was talking about the waitress. The one that came to the table all thirsty, like ready to start a conversation and to start some mess between Lisa and Whitney. Remember that? But yeah, whatever did happen to Angie, I mean, well, I guess that's a shame, because her little, her casino night event was cute, and I thought she was, a cute addition to the show, but I guess not. Damn, I actually forgot about her. Damn, Angie, it took all these episodes for me to realize that you were I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I'm actually shocked that I'm just realizing this, but regardless, Whitney says that she had a 3-hour conversation with Cameron, which again, for some reason, Bravo did not record. I would have been like, Whitney, if you want to have a conversation with Cameron on the phone for 3 hours, we need to film it, or else you're not going to come back for next season. It's simple as that. But she had a conversation, and she said that she learned some information, some new information about Mary. And she said that if she was to address this with Lisa, that she will be shook at 1/10 of the things that Cameron had told her. And I'm like, first of all, Cameron is so messy. I mean, he's just telling everybody's business to everybody who wants to listen. Like, that is crazy. And then this is where Whitney lost me, because I'm like, okay, Whitney, now you have the strength of a housewife. Like, this is what we want. Like, you have the power in your hand. And then you blew it, because you said you want to have a conversation with Lisa about Mary and kind of have like a Mary takedown. But then you want everybody and their mother, grandfather, son, the stepdaughter, stepson to be on board behind you so you can do it. I'm like, no, a good housewife can do it themselves. You don't need a whole group. But she started naming people like crazy. She was like, Jenny, I need you to be on my side when we take Mary down, and Lisa possibly. I need you, Heather, I need Jen, I need Meredith. Who else is on this cast? Brooks, he's the friend of the show. I need Andy, I need Giselle from Potomac, I need Nene Leakes, I need Kenya Moore, I need Luann, Ramona, I need Dorinda, I think she's from New York too. I need the Miami cast from the Real Housewives of Miami. I need them on board too. I need Portia, I need Simon, I need Dennis, I need the Dennis and Portia's baby to be behind my back. Like, I need everybody in the Bravo universe to be behind my back in order to take down Mary. And I'm like, Whitney, stop being lame. Like, ugh. And I was with Jenny when Jenny was just like, when she told Heather, because Heather was just like, oh yeah, I had a conversation with Jen, and Jen feels some type of way that, you know, we all basically think she's guilty, and this is all hurting her image. And then Jenny was just like, do you believe that? And Heather was just like, let me take another swig. Like, I wish that Jenny was the one that had the 3-hour conversation with Cameron, because I don't think that Jenny would have anything to lose, and I feel like she would bring it to Mary or to Lisa or to anybody, honestly, if she was given the opportunity. Because even in her confessional, she was just like, I don't get why Whitney needs a whole, you know, SWAT team and everything just to have a conversation like this. Like, for what? Like, if you want to be this big girl that you want to be presented as, and you want to be taken serious and not just be pushed around, do it yourself, Whitney. You don't need everybody and, you know, their relatives to take somebody down. I mean, you see Lisa, she doesn't need anybody on this cast. Like, she'll go one-on-one with anybody, and that's what I wish that you could do. Like, you know, grow a backbone, but obviously you don't want to grow a backbone. You want to grow a backbone, but you want to have the backbone attached to other people. So it's not making sense, but we shall see how that plays out, because the preview to next week, yikes. I know Jenny wanted peace and everything with everybody at her luncheon, but I don't think that's happening, Jenny. And that was that, y'all. What did y'all think about this episode? It was a nice, cute little episode, especially after everything that we got to witness the last couple of episodes, and then at Vail, and then now this was kind of like a little break. Like, okay, everybody refresh, go back to your corners, and then next week, fight. It's like round 3 next week. I mean, the preview, it looks really, really good. I am telling y'all, I said it last week, but the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is the future, because it is crazy. I'm like, wow, not one bad episode so far. I mean, again, yes, we did have a very rocky beginning, a very slow beginning, but look, when it went up, it went up. So I'm very excited to see what happens the rest of the season, so we shall see how that plays out. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode down in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Bye, y'all. Mwah.